Hi, I'm Joan Cartan-Hansen. Welcome to our D4K Web Only show. And joining me now to answer your questions about bees are two experts, Ron Bitner and Kirk Tubbs. I appreciate you both being here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go to your questions.
Hi, my name is Ruthie, and I go to Basin Elementary in Idaho City. My question is, do bees have babies?
Yes, the female bees of all the species are laying eggs that are the babies. But they're not all like with the honeybee, and we'll discuss that further. But most bees are solitary. There's one female. Typically, she has about 30 eggs she's going to lay, and she gathers the pollen, lays the egg, her baby, on that pollen mass, and then that egg will grow up and turn into another bee, usually the next year.
But with honeybees, they do have different. There's the queen bee actually can lay thousands of eggs at one point.
So in a hive of our honeybees, the queen will lay thousands of eggs per day in the summer, and so in each side of those cells, she'll lay an egg, and that egg will develop into a larva, and then later on into a pupa. And those are the babies. She doesn't care for them all. She has workers that help care for those bees.
And they're literally only bees that just take care of the babies?
Well,
and is the work divided that much amongst bees?
It really is. So when a bee hatches out, and it's a new young bee, and you can see it, their color is a little bit different, they're lighter, they start out working in the house, in the hive. And so their first jobs are to care for the young, take care of others. As they get older, they progress to other jobs, and maybe they'll go out and gather water, and then they become foragers. And the more hazardous jobs are the ones outside of the hive, where they're flying around. And so as bees get older, they progress to those jobs.
Dylan would like to know, how long can bees fly for?
Well, Dylan, it depends on what the bee's doing. When they're flying back to their hive, they'll fly a long ways. If you've heard of a beeline, they'll just make a beeline right back to the hive. And again, it could be several miles. But oftentimes bees are stopping as they're going, and so it's not just one long flight.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and I go to Dalton Elementary. My question is, can there be different species of bee in one hive?
Typically, no. You don't see different species. But when we talk about honeybees and you have maybe different strains, like a Carnolian or Italian, yeah, they can be a cross between those two. The queen, when she goes out and mates, when she first hatches out, she'll mate with as many as 20 different drones. And so all those bees in the hive that come from the eggs she lays, they're all half-sisters. And so some of them may have different fathers depending on what she mated with. And so sometimes you'll see different color variations in that hive.
Holly would like to know, which is the most endangered bee?
Well, the issues with honeybees make them not endangered. We need to understand and learn how to work with them. Right now, our biggest loss of bee is the bumblebee. It's a bumblebee that has to have its own habitat, and the numbers of bumblebees around the world are disappearing, and nobody's really looking after bumblebees. With honeybees, there's a lot of research going into helping them. So, for me, the bumblebee is in serious, a lot of serious problems with them disappearing.
And if I could just ask you, on the bumblebees, a lot of it's because they need that undisturbed soil. These areas that are just not intensively farmed and I see them emerge in some areas around my berry farm from those kind of areas, and I try to leave those alone because I really like them as a pollinator.
Well, one of the things that I'm doing, my biggest thing that I'm on right now is building pollinator reservoirs, and that's talking farmers into leaving undisturbed areas. I mean, farmers in the U.S., best farmers in the world, I've traveled a lot around the world, but they don't want weeds anywhere, and they want everything to look perfect. But what's happening is we're destroying a lot of habitat for the ground nesting bees. And this morning I was out planting, I call it a pollinator reservoir insectary. We're planting wildflowers just for the other kinds of bees. I want kids to learn about this, because if you start planting different kinds of flowers, you'll see all kinds of bees come to it. But it's really interesting right now. But we need to protect areas for bees.
Yeah, well, and I always joke about dandelions. People don't want any dandelions in their lawn, but that's a wonderful nectar and pollen source for honeybees. And so those bees heavily depend on some of these weeds to provide food throughout the year for them.
I'm heading down to Davis, California next week with some researchers that are doing down there. And with almond orchards, because of the way they harvest almonds and the ground is bare, there's not a weed for miles. But they're learning, and I'm going out to some demonstration plots where they're planting acres and acres of wildflowers just because the bees haven't had anything else to feed on. And so there's a whole mindset change that we need to put out different sources of bees. And you talked about it earlier. If it's the same protein all the time, if it's that same cheeseburger, pretty soon you just go back, you know. But when you can give them a source of different kinds of flowers, the health of the colonies do better.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Lauer, and I go to Dalton Elementary in Hayden, Idaho. My question is, why do bees migrate?
Well, the European honeybees really don't migrate. It's very rare to see that. They have their hive, and once their hive's established, they stay put. There are very rare cases when there's no food that bees will leave it and go somewhere else. But you'll see that more like in Africanized bees or some of the other bee species, but not European honeybees that we have.
And it's the same with the little solitary bee. Most of them are in a local area. Since they're small and they're insects, a lot of times winds can blow them away and they may start someplace else, but usually it's not very far away. So most of the bees are localized. But they're attracted to certain things. If they're a ground nesting bee, they want to find areas of moist soil, so they may be out searching 3 or 4 miles away until they find the right spot. But they don't just pick up and move 50 miles away or anything. It's pretty localized when they're looking for nest sites.
Al would like to know, how many types of bees are there in Idaho?
Al, you know, at the College of Idaho, we have an insect museum there where we're collecting in different kinds of bees in Idaho. And there's probably, that we've got identified, 300 or 400. I'm sure it's a lot more than that. And part of what we're doing right now is trying to get people to collect more bees so we can get them identified. The USDA Bee Laboratory in Logan, Utah, where I have done a lot of work over the years, they have a museum there filled with thousands of different kinds of bees from the Intermountain West. But there are probably easily 400 or 500 different kinds of bees here in Idaho.
Weston would like to know, why are killer bees deadly?
Well, killer bees are very aggressive in that they're very defensive. So your normal honeybee has about a 3-foot space in front of the hive that it'll defend. Outside of that, it really doesn't care. The killer bees, or the Africanized bees, will pursue you because they have a much bigger area that they figure is theirs to defend. But we're lucky here in Idaho because we have cold winters. The Africanized bees, the killer bees, they're a tropical bee. They don't store honey for winter, so when winter comes, they all die. So you'll just never find them here.
I spent several months in Costa Rica about 15 years ago with some of the researchers out of the Tucson Bee Lab, and we were working on methods to try and stop the Africanized bees coming across into the States. But one of those researchers told me one time, you know, a killer bee is just a honeybee with a bad attitude because you can't tell them apart physically. But they just have this real aggressive gene for protecting colonies. And when we'd get around an Africanized colony, all 30,000 bees would come out and chase us until we got in a car and rolled up the windows. But again, because of our climate here, we don't have a lot of that kind of movement into the States. We have seen them, you know, they're around Arizona now and up around the Grand Canyon. So we have to be wary of them, but you know, it's up. You know, the honeybee keepers have to always requeen and work with bees that impart a real docile behavior. It's not the concern we used to see. I don't know why, but it's they're there.
Yeah, they seem to have kind of hit their northern limit in the movement of those hives, and so we just don't have many. It doesn't mean that one couldn't get hauled up here, but it wouldn't survive the first winter. And with my bees, the queen really, her temperament dictates how the whole colony behaves. And so if the queen's kind of cranky, the whole hive's cranky. So if that's how it is, we just replace her with a really calm, gentle queen, and the whole hive will become calm and gentle.
I'm sorry, but we've run out of time. My thanks to Ron and Kurt for being here today. I appreciate it.
It was fun.
If you want to learn more about bees, check out the D4K website. You'll find facts, links, games, our bee broadcast show, and lots more. And every week, check out my blog for the latest science news for kids. Thanks for joining us on this D4K Web Only.